Welcome to the Freshignite Talk Tips podcast. This is Dr. Kerr. Today I'll be interviewing Dre Lovell. He will be talking to you about how to become an entrepreneur. I'm so excited for Dre. He's done so much amazing things on his journey, but he wants to share some information today with everyone and to give some insight on being an entrepreneur. So welcome, Dre. Welcome to the show. How are you doing today?
It is a pleasure and honor, Darlene. It is a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. Anytime. So, Dre, tell me, who is Dre Lovell?
Thanks for asking, Darlene. First and foremost, again, I have to thank you for allowing me to come on your platform and contribute any kind of way possible, and shed light on what we're all are doing in this space, and just a little bit information about me. I'm a former naval veteran, 9-year naval veteran, college graduate, computer science, educated, former realtor in the state of Virginia. And now I'm actually an entrepreneur in this space of learning how to, showing people how to trade and how to invest, and even how to, and introducing people to ways they can travel around the world. And I'm also, a husband and father.
Okay, awesome. You have so many titles, right?
A lot of hats. It's a lot of slashes and commas after the things I do.
I know. Hey, but that's how you become leveling up. You get to be the better you. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Definitely. So tell me, what do you do for a living, Dre?
So right now, what I do for a living, actually, as I said before, showing people how to trade in these financial markets, how to move and really navigate. Because quite honestly, what we're doing, what's happening today in these economic times is we see the shortages are happening right now. And, some people may be fearful and maybe unknowingly they don't know how to move or navigate their finances. They may not know where their next meal is coming from. Even though they may be still working at the same profession, sometimes that pay raise isn't coming in fast enough to match inflation. So showing people how to not only trade and market and invest in the markets, or showing them the education that will allow them to do so. We've been quite successful in that area, and also showing people how to build their own part-time or full-time business out of it. Entrepreneurship.
Okay. All right. That sounds like an awesome platform. So Dre actually introduced me to this information. I saw him. He was doing his own little podcast with his wife. And I was like, what are you doing, Dre? And once he told me, because Dre was in the military, and so when I found out he retired, I was like amazed, like, oh gosh, you got to give me the heads up of what's going on. So definitely. So tell me, what is your business name, Dre?
Oh, Bread Talk Investors. Bread Talk Investors is our business, and we're in partnership with one of the largest educational platforms in the world, I Am Mastery Academy. And again, we also actually got involved in the traveling space. So now we actually helping people to travel at an affordable rate. Definitely looking forward to seeing that part of the business expand. So I love being a part of opportunities where everybody can get their hands in and learn, and most importantly, that there is a wealth community helping along the way. Because what good is an education that you receive if you don't have the right wealth partners around you to help support that vision? All right.
Right.
In these times that we're living in right now, people can fill you with so much doubt into what you can do, and you'll minimize the capacity in what God has allowed you or bestowed upon you. Right. We only believe some of the things that people tell us, but we believe a lot what goes on in our head. But if it's not reinforced, we'll tend to lead with somebody else is telling us, whether it's negative or positive. So we want to make sure that we're fusing that information with positivity, or fusing your mind and your spirit with nothing but positivity and belief. Quite honestly, we want our people to go to the moon, not sit underneath the ground or sit underneath the concrete. I'm a rose underneath the concrete.
Right, right. That's powerful. You are so right on that. Head on, head on. So tell me a short journey, or tell the people just a short journey of how you became an entrepreneur and kind of the ins and outs.
Absolutely. So, interesting question. So we got involved in actually a couple of years ago, about 4 years ago. I started looking into other opportunities. I wanted to, get into my own business and field. I didn't feel adequate in the space that I was in. I always had the urgency to be an entrepreneur. Years ago I used to be in the music. And, part of being in the music, you're getting your music out there, introducing it. And then, years went by, that just no longer was a passion for me. And, that was my childhood passion, which led into my adulthood. But I reached a phase in my life, I got family, wife, kids, and, things in my life had actually changed. So I was praying to God for something else that I can have that same passion and thrill for as if I was on the stage and performing, or if I was in the booth recording. Lo and behold, eventually the job I was working in, it kind of helped navigate where I'm at right now by learning how to deal with people in kind of a technical support, customer service type of field. And
Right.
then I started looking into real estate, which was always a passion of mine. I wanted to be a real estate investor, but I never had the capital to really be able to make those things happen, nor did I have the discipline. That was incredibly important. Not that I didn't have the money, because you cannot have the money, but if you don't have the discipline and the fundamentals to push forward, it does no justice. It don't matter how much money you have. So going forward, one day I just so happened to be in the right place at the right time, and a gentleman walked up to me, and we struck an interesting conversation. And it actually led me into I Am Mastery Academy. And man, since I've been here, and over the last 3 years, my wife and I joined back in April of 2019. And it really opened up my eyes to what's really going on in this financial economic climate, which so happened a couple months later, we ran into this crisis or pandemic, which kicked everything off. So being able to place myself in a space, just seeing how God, quite honestly, navigated my prayers, right? It didn't start off in one big area. It actually started in one small area. It opened up the doors for so many other opportunities. And eventually, we ran back into each other. I know, Darlene, we go back quite a few years, over almost 25 years, right? And you lose touch with people over the years, but because of the work that I was doing, it led me back to you, inviting you back into the fold, and you came, and you just took off, and just to see where you're at right now and the things that you're doing. Dr. Kerr, might I add, I've known her before Dr. Kerr, but quite honestly, she's earned that right, and she's put in the work. And that's what it's all about. If you put in the work, the results is going to bear fruit. Bringing yourself around the right people, a couple other things have to come into an alignment, but it all works out. So that's a little bit about my journey and my story.
Okay, awesome. Well, that's a fantastic story and a great journey, and so many lessons that you can learn just from that you shared with everyone, right? Absolutely. So tell me a little bit about your business, or tell the people about your business and what services you offer.
Absolutely. So again, we quite honestly, really, we are the largest educational platform when we're talking about learning how to trade and invest in these financial markets. Some of the products and services that we have right here is one is the Forex, FRX, which is actually the largest financial market in the world by far, trading at over almost $7 trillion per day. Typically, when you think about currencies, or you think about the markets, typically people think about the stock exchange, which are $1 billion a day industries. And quite honestly, that is a lot of money. That's not to minimize that. But again, the foreign exchange, or Forex, is the largest financial market in the world, creating so many millionaires per day. Also, besides Forex, We show people how to become educated in time-based trading, which is similar to Forex. It's the same thing as Forex, except it's a lot more faster. You can learn. You'll know what your results are within minutes to hours. You'll find out what your results are. So whatever you're trading in, you'll find out. We call that. We tend to call that one money in minutes. That's our little AKA. So time-based trading, ladies and gentlemen, it's the same as trading in the foreign exchange market. It's just at a faster pace. And a lot of money is being made in that particular market, in a currency market, whether it's commodities or whether it's futures, whatever the market is, oil, gas, electric, all those markets. We actually help people become educated in those areas. Another education that we have is DCX, which is digital currency experience, showing people how to become educated in cryptocurrency. NFTs, metaverse, DeFi banking also is another one as well. So if you don't know how to trade nor invest in the crypto markets accurately, we have well over 100 plus full-time educators that are showing people how to become educated on a 24-hour, 24/7 basis. So you have actual access to all these educations at your disposal. You just got to be able to dig in, and we have countless mentors to help you along there. Two other things that we offer as services. It's our ECX, or our e-commerce education. That's actually allowing customers to come in contact with the product, with the middleman, right? Connecting goods and service and learning how to market your product online as if you're on Amazon or eBay, or just selling products online. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the perfect product that'll allow you to expand. Or maybe you're already involved in that space and that business, but we can show you how to expand that business or get you started. Either way, it's your choice. And last but not least, we just introduced our travel experience, or travel lifestyle experience, TLX. We're allowing what that does. It allows people to travel, right? Think of Expedia. Think of hotels.com. It'll help you connect you with the best platforms at a nominal fee. And they got a lot of inclusive vacation spots, spots like Ibiza. I seen one up there, they've couple of $100. I would have expected something like that to be a lot more money, but because of this incredible platform that we've actually just merged with, I Am Master Academy is taking off like never before. So it's an honor to be in partnership with them, with some phenomenal teams. I Am Master Academy, Bread Talk Investors, Rich University. Ladies and gentlemen, we're just taking the world by storm. Talk to me.
Yes. Talk to me. That is awesome. No, that is awesome. Like, there's so many platforms, so many opportunities for people to be able to create more income or wealth for themselves and their family. So more opportunities. It's not just one way. Like, there's so many ways that you can, multiple streams of income. Let's put it that way. Multiple streams of income. Yeah, definitely. So tell me, what is unique about your business?
I would say a wealth community. When I say wealth community, I mean people that will help you support your endeavors. Wherever you want to fit in. A lot of times I tend to run into people, either one, they're just so looking for information and they're looking for this knowledge. However, they may come across this knowledge, yet they don't have the support of people around them that's going to help nourish them in their city, their town, their state, or whether it's on numerous platforms that we partake of, such as Zoom. You can get together with people and have these brilliant mastermind discussions. You'll come to find out that you're really not the only one. And we're all looking for greater things. This platform, quite honestly, I want to say, Darlene, it really saved my life. It really saved my life and it gave me focus. It helped save my marriage, I would say, or helped strengthen a marriage. It's something that I help show my kids how to become entrepreneurial. Because if you're not around the energy or the space, you can fall off real fast. It reminds me of being in the music. I'm at my best when I'm surrounded by people that are writing and that are creating content and create and just being creative in their space. But remove me. I'm just talking about me in general, right? Remove me from that
Yeah.
space. I'm strong for a little while, but I tend to wither away like a tree disconnected from its roots, or a leaf
Right.
disconnected from its branch. After a while, you
Right.
know, you it's all good. It doesn't have. It's not something that happens immediately, but initially, but eventually, you fall from the side of the root. And this community uniquely has. I read more. I pay attention to what I'm doing on my daily basis. I pay attention to what I put in my body. I pay attention to what goes into my mouth, my mind. Um, Pay attention to the things that I say more intentionally. Like we don't say I want to say the T word. That's a big thing, right? That word try, right?
Right.
One of my mentors, Dr. China Bethley, has this thing, saying the word try is like saying, try to stand up, try to sit down. There's no real such word as try. Either you do or you don't. It's kind of like a curse. So every time we say the word, the try word, right? We got to cash out $1, right? It's
Right. Right.
actually a fun exercise because in our community, we hold each other accountable in that area. Dolly, I heard you say it. You said the T word, cash app, immediately cash app. And it's laughing and having fun with it because we know what words like that mean. Like something so small can mean so much, like the word hope or the word cannot or can't or ain't. Some
Right.
words like that.
Mm-hmm.
But something so small means so much to us. And when you make fun out of it, you're not the only one. It's our own personal game of tag. You're it.
Right, right, right. And you pinpoint a great point there because it's not just like your business. It's not just about finances. It's about a mentality, and how we think as a people. So we have to be able to feed ourselves and be aware. We got to be more aware of those things that are going on around us and that we're putting into us so that we can grow and get to the next level and be able to inspire others as well. Yeah, definitely. Right on point. So tell me, what is the benefit to partake within investing? What's the benefit from it?
I would say look around. Go to your local gas station. Go to your local grocery store. Go to your local food spot. Go to anywhere outside of your house. Matter of fact, look at your bills. If you gas, electricity, all these things, everything is inflated nowadays. Like I said earlier today, if you're not paying attention to the signs, you may, or just continuously listening to the news, you'll tend to believe everything you hear, everything you see, you're going to respond and do. You're going to believe that there's not enough. You may tend to believe that there's not enough opportunity. You may tend to believe that I have to go get another job. And there's no knock on jobs because I've worked plenty of them. And I used to work in the Pentagon for good sake. I used to be in the military for once. So I'm not no stranger to rolling up my sleeves and getting dirty or utilizing my intellect to get the things that I need to achieve. But what I do know is that, like Robert Kiyosaki says in our cash flow quadrant, there are 4 areas in which we are all a part of. We're either the business owner, we're either the business owners, we're either the investors, we're the employees or self-employed. We all know that the employees and self-employed, they are about 65% of the population in the world. Right? Actually, no, excuse me. 95% of the population in the world. I said that wrong. About 95% of the population in the world. The other 5% are business owners, while the 1% are the investors. The 1%ers are the ones, and the 5%ers are almost 5%, but those that are at those areas, those are the ones that are actually reaping the benefits. So the benefit, what we offer and what we bring to the table is that stability and that balance. If you are not investing, I don't mean just your natural everyday 401k, mutual funds and things of that nature. I don't mean those things. I mean, like if you're investing seriously in the currency markets, the largest financial markets in the world, if you're not investing in cryptocurrency, if you're not investing in tech in the tech area, if you're not investing in real estate, whether it's physical or it's digital in the metaverse, right? These things are, it's an incredible time we're in right now. No longer do we have to rely upon what our mothers and fathers or forefathers had to rely upon to become successful. There's so many doors and opportunities open right now, and you don't have to, yeah, quite honestly, you don't have to lose your clothes for it in order to achieve a buck, right? Make money, show other people how to do it. Most importantly, your community, your family, your friends, your churches, whoever. Lady, just continue to grow. That's what our community brings. That's the benefit of being a part of our team and our community here at Bread Talk Investors.
Okay, that's powerful and great information. I have a question for you because you brought up a couple of points there. So when you're talking about investing, of course, we're talking about the foreign exchange market, cryptocurrency. Now, what about those people or individuals that are investing like in 401ks or mutual funds? So is that still a good way to invest or an additional way to invest? That's the first question. And then the second question, you mentioned about real estate in the metaverse. Mm-hmm. How does that work? Like, what's the word I'm asked? Is that is just as potential as real estate in the real world versus the metaverse? Absolutely. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Absolutely, it does make sense. So the first question, go back. First question was?
Yes. So like a lot of people, like we talking about investing. So a lot of people, the normal way of investing is like 401ks with your job or your mutual funds or different things, IRAs, different things of that nature.
Absolutely.
So is that still good to do in addition to, or?
Now I would say for me, I'm not I don't want to say I am a financial expert. Right. So I would recommend that you go ahead and find, and anybody that's watching this, I would recommend that you actually go seek professional advice. Before I come to learn that, yes, absolutely. It is another way of investing and placing your money. I mean, it's actually one of the lower forms, but there are higher forms of ways of investing. We all, if you don't know, that the 401k is nothing really but a simple tax code. And that actually is not of a true benefit for the person that, if it's on my end. As the employee receiving a 401k, it's not as the most beneficial for me, but it's helpful, right? So I would never say eliminate it, or even a Roth IRA. That I would never say it. What I would say is add more. I like cherries on my ice cream, right? Cookies on top sometimes, maybe a little strawberry. A little chocolate on top, a little caramel, like all these things that's on top of this ice cream. I consider those things like ice cream. Remember, I used to say that a lot, right? The ice cream, I love ice cream by itself, but when I have so many other things on top of it, it makes it much more enjoyable. So yes, it's good. Yes, ice cream is good, but it tastes better when you put all these other things on it, like a banana split, right? So I do recommend that you, whatever investments that you people are watching that you do make sure you do your due diligence and make sure that you're watching, because quite honestly, what you don't want to do is, and I do have to put this one, I do have to put this one on it. What you don't want to do is put yourself in position when you're doing investing in this particular area is continue to rely upon somebody else to do for you what you won't do for yourself, right? When I say that, I mean this. Stop giving your money away to strangers or people that are not qualified to do the work. When you can just come aboard this wonderful educational platform, and it's rich community and rich academies, and become educated and surrounded by people that's going to help navigate you to look at this in the market, to look at that in the market, to look at this and that, as opposed to, they got some of these companies out here and they rely upon these bots. I don't know. I'm not going to do a lot of research or talking about which company that's partakes in these bots and these promises of a certain percentage back to you. But there is something that runs afoul when you engage in stuff like that. I've over the last week, I've spoken to about a dozen people who have invested in some of these particular companies. And when it comes time for them to pull their money out, because they've invested X amount of dollars, mind you, they just finished talking to a person like me, or they finished talking to one of my other business partners and showing them how they could do it themselves, and they've taken their money and they given it to a complete stranger and allowed them to do their trading, to do all these things with it, and they can't get their money back. They'd have to pay money on top of the money that they have on there to get back. Like, I got a lady, she's got about $2,000, $3,000 in this one of these companies, and she has to get fork over $900 specifically to get back her $2,000. The math of that doesn't even add up. It doesn't even sound right. So be mindful of who you give your money to, who's calling you, who's looking in it. Listen, if they are not showing you how to put money in the market, if they're not educational platforms showing you to become knowledgeable, don't waste your time. Don't invest in it. One, they may not have a license to invest your money. One, the tax man is coming. Is you made all that money. Best believe that Uncle Sam wants his money. Don't you think a social security number comes along with that somewhere along the way? So I mean, you can cheat all you want, but you're not gonna cheat the tax man for so long. So, as far as the second question, digital real estate, yes. I've actually, one of my other business partners and actually my mentor is Dr. Jewel Tankard. If you're unaware, she has a book called Mind of a Millionaires. And she actually talks about how she owns a great deal of real estate, or she's owned a great deal of real estate for numerous amounts of years, from Detroit all across the West Coast back to the East Coast. And, through time and the different things that's happened, especially through Corona and the pandemic, there are people like her that are actually liquidating their real estate and actually getting into the metaverse arena and building their own digital assets. Artists such as Snoop Dogg, I'm just naming big names: Snoop Dogg, Ariana Grande, Tyler Perry, Oprah Winfrey. There's a lot of people in this space, white, black, Asian, doesn't matter. What Indian, it doesn't matter, but they're investing in these particular markets, and it's creating another source of income with less liabilities. Most importantly, so I mean, you gotta just have your hands. Don't say, I'm not gonna say stop with the physical real estate, but I will say also learn how to invest in this digital world too as well, because it's coming. It's coming. Last couple of years. I remember being in high school, Darlene, and I was on a Windows 95. And we've really come a long way where we have to truly depend on computers to do a lot of the work for us. Yes, we do. We still have manual labor, right? Just like we still have 401ks, we still have mutual funds and all these Roth IRAs, right? But there are other things. This tech world is really opening up a space for everybody. I call it Pandora's box being open, and thank God that God introduced me to these spaces and allow me and my family to actually become fruitful in these areas.
Exactly. Right. Exactly. You are so on point there. Technology has changed drastically over the past 20-some years. I remember when it was beepers.
They still have beepers, but you really don't see them unless you're a doctor or something like that.
Exactly. I mean, beepers for regular people, right? And you go to they used to have the pay phones in the city of New York when you used to call your beeper. They don't even exist anymore. Now we got everything on a cell phone. You can see people on a cell phone. It's amazing how over 30-something years everything has just changed.
You know what? I can imagine. I was looking at something or watching something. I said, listen, you see right now how they have the Oculus goggles right now.
Right. For the 3D.
Understand that 3D world. Do you imagine what those goggles are going to look like when they become smaller? Because everything gets smaller. We had the big box cell phones, right?
cell phone, right? I
Now
love
you
that.
put on a pair of glasses, right? Put a pair of shades on. You got your radio in there. You can hear music clearly, right? Things are going to get smaller. Eventually, the
Exactly.
technology is going to get smaller, and there's going to be some cool little shades on, and you're going to have a whole. So many of the things that we're watching right now on TV, or the things that we watched over the last 5 and 10 years, are actually coming to part. We got cars driving themselves now. Really, it's really happening. And
Exactly. Yeah.
the gas prices
Yeah.
are so high right now, $5 a gallon for regular gas in the state of Virginia and many other states higher, right? People are now being pushed towards electric.
Exactly.
Government has
Exactly.
placed so much.
That's
Joe
so
Biden,
true.
one of the first things Joe Biden did was when he got into office, whether you like him or not, that's not the point. But a lot of money has been placed into this technology of electronic vehicles being driven. And in
Yeah.
this iRobot
Yep.
era right now, the government is placing a lot of money in these areas. It would behoove all of us to not only pay attention to this, but to also invest in it. And yes, maybe cryptocurrency and all that stuff is going down. I call it it's going for sale. I like it going down.
That's right.
Bitcoin at $20,000.
It's time to get in.
To buy more.
Well,
Waiting
exactly.
for this. I have the money now that I can buy. Now that I can buy more, I bought some then when it was at 16,000. But if it goes that low, I'm going to buy so much more than I originally bought when I first got in.
Exactly. This is not the time to panic and to take stuff out. This is the time to buy more and sell. Buy more. Buy more. Buy more. This is the time. This is the time. Same with the real estate. This is the time. Like to really jump on it, right? So you've hit so many different points there. But you know what? I was gonna say that reminds me of Kit. Remember Kit back in the day? Oh my God. That's what we talk about now, right? The Tesla actually drives itself.
That's crazy, because that was 30 plus years ago.
I know, right?
That stuff was happening. And now we're actually that dream right now. We're living that fantasy of possibilities. So it's coming. It's here.
Yep. It definitely is. It definitely is. So tell me, is there any particular age you have to be to partake in your business?
Absolutely. As long as you're over the age of 18. As long as you're over the age of 18 and you're ready, willing, and able, we love to have you. But actually, quite honestly, we're actually looking to partner with some serious minds who are actually not only willing to learn what we offer in these academies, or maybe wanting to, or seeking travel opportunities and want to build a lifestyle of travel. If you like traveling, I definitely can assure you that we can show you a lot. We can show you something that's maybe a little bit more flexible and a lot more opportunist of you if you partake in it. And showing people we want to show people how to build a business, or digital business, with digital assets in this space. I'm looking for some people that want to build. I'm looking for some people who see the vision, who has a passion, and again, it was an honor partnering with you.
Awesome. So what advice would you give to others who are looking to become like an entrepreneur, especially with the times we are in today?
I would say do some research. Do some research and look up for whatever opportunities that may provide. Look at this particular show. Look at this particular podcast. Get back with one of us. I would love to point you in the right direction. I definitely, Darlene, would love to point you in the right direction. We could definitely show you some things that would definitely enlighten you and open up some doors. And even if you may not feel like you may not be all the way ready, but if you're interested, that's all we need. I'm asking you for the keys. I ain't say you have to get in the vehicle, but I can show you the keys.
Right. Awesome. So tell the people what are you doing now? What's your next venture or additional venture?
Actually, quite honestly, it's actually two things. One, I'm continuously building my team. I'm into doing a little bit of mentorship I like motivational, like doing some things with motivational speaking. And in a couple of months, I'm getting ready to buy some property. Uh, Getting ready to buy my first apartment. I'm looking for my first apartment and really start hammering away. It took a little bit of time, over the last 3 to 5 years. I'll say it took some time. But, with patience and things coming in alignment, my mind had to be right first and foremost. And I had to be confident. I had to surround myself around people that were confident and not only just believing in me, but also believing in them. And that's the things that I'm working on right now. I'm making sure that I'm surrounded by that same energy. I have no time for negativity or doubt. I just want idea. I'm looking for ideas, not to take ideas, but to build. Help. We can mastermind and build on all of our own ideas and come up with a solution to be better human beings in this world. Sounds funny, but I do see a brighter future for all of us as human beings.
Yeah, no, that's right on point. That's right on point. So tell the people how they could locate you if they want more information.
Absolutely, absolutely. So again, my name is Dre Lovell, the Bread Talker. If you're on Facebook, just look for the Bread Talker. Just look for the Bread Talker. If you're on Instagram, just look for _Bread Talker. And that's the letter M as in Mike, _Bread Talker. And on YouTube, just look for the Bread Talk Investors. On YouTube, look for the Bread Talk Investors. Just leave a comment. Go ahead and join and subscribe, and just leave a comment, or go ahead in the DMs or the inbox and leave a comment, message, or whatever. And I'd love to get back with you and definitely show you some other information that would expand upon the information that I just shared with you. I love giving people more visuals. I could say anything in this world, but me showing you is key, right?
Right. Definitely. Well, it was a pleasure. It was my honor to have you today on my podcast, Dre. Thank you so much for joining us today.
It's been
thank you so much. I really, really appreciate you coming on and being a guest today. So everyone, thank you. Thank you so much. So everyone, if you want more information, you got the information of where to contact Dre Lovell, the Bread Talker, on any additional information for his business. I want to say thank you for listening in today into our podcast, the Freshignite Talk Tips Podcast, which you can find on Spotify. You can find it on Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, or Google Podcasts. And so if you have any additional questions or information you would like, just hit up Dre, hit us up, and we will look forward to speaking with you. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening today, and have a great day.
Thank you, Dr.
Bye-bye.
Talk to me.
Oh, you're welcome. Talk to me.
Hey.